morning. Oh, hopefully this is going to keep running and not cut me out like it did yesterday. Sorry about the faff with the live yesterday. It just kept on cutting out. It got to about 10 seconds, less than 10 seconds, and it kept on dropping out at me. Anyway, today it's Wednesday. That means it's time for some midweek mobility. And one of our lovely ladies has a long plane journey ahead of her today. I think tomorrow. I hope you're still, hope you can still see this, Lel. And has asked for some advice on what to do on an airplane. So I thought this was a great excuse for some midweek mobility and stretching. So for anyone on a plane, on a train, in a car, here's some stuff you can do while you are sitting down. So let me just step away from the computer, take my plane seat. I'm just going to angle the dangle down here a little bit. Right, okay, so I'm conscious that you're sitting in a plane, you're not going to get an awful lot of space, so obviously it all depends on who you're flying with and how cramped you are, but here's some stuff you can do while you're sitting down. So what we're going to do is just start with the top of the body, just start with the head, and we're literally just going to start with a little bit of mobility, taking it left to right. I'm not going to count as I'm talking because I'll always run out of what I'm doing, but in typical Give It 10 style, why not do 10, 5 on each side. And then you can also try bringing the head down, side to side, ear to shoulder, just stretching off through the neck. Being careful not to overextend, don't take this into a painful move. And then you can also take that forward and back. Again, don't overextend the neck coming back here. Just want to get a bit of mobility coming through the neck there. Okay, and once you've done that little sort of movement through the neck, you're going to take your shoulders and just roll back through the shoulders. And say we're going to work from the top of the body down and taking those shoulders forwards. Oh, sort the cuffs out. Okay, and once you've got those shoulders nicely warmed up, we're going to bring them up to the ears. And what you can do all these exercises like in a wanna, maybe once every hour or two, or you can kind of break it down and say, right, I'll do the head, and then in half an hour I'll do something else, just so you're constantly doing something. Then you're going to take that into an overhead stretch. You're going to stretch up all the way, and then you can take that into a little bit of a side stretch as well, just taking it one way and the other. Oh, just feels nice as well, just having worked on the computer all morning doing these stretches. Okay, bras ridden up, and from there you can do a little cat-cow. So normally you do a cat-cow on all fours, but here you can do a little kind of round over and then push back through, getting that spine mobilized, round through here and push back and round through again and push back. Again, as many as you want, just doing some movements there to get that spine mobilized. Now what you can do is bring a bit of core bracing, just to use that core. Again, this is something you can do anytime in the car, on the train, but all you're going to do is kind of get your fingers just below the rib cage and you're going to cough. When you cough, you can kind of feel those transverse abdominals, those deep abdominal muscles bracing. And so what I want you to do, rather than just sitting here coughing, is actually just replicate that bracing just by doing it yourself. So put your fingers here so you can feel it moving, and then just want you to brace and hold and brace and hold. And you kind of feel that whole kind of core. And as you're bracing, you kind of can feel those muscles. If you're digging those fingers, you kind of feel those fingers. You can see there the fingers coming back out again. So I just want you to brace and let go and brace and let go and just get those core muscles moving. Great exercise to do anywhere, anytime, just to work core muscles. You don't need to be doing a million crunchies to work your core muscles. Okay, so from there then, we're going to just take it into a little side twist. Just twisting round. All the time keeping a nice tall posture, keeping that spine straight, feet flat on the floor. Again, as many as you want, but if you're stuck, if your brain's working too hard, just do 5 on each side. So just give it 10 all the time, 5 on each side. And from there, we're going to do the classic pelvic floor. So like we did last week, just going to draw up the pelvic floor. I can't seem to say pelvic floor without going like that. You're going to draw up your pelvic floor, 10 times. And if you want to take this exercise a little bit further, so you can draw up, hold, draw up, and hold, and then you can kind of do a pulse, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and you can draw it up and hold for the count of 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it go. And then all the time trying to stay that neutral expression, non-emotional pelvic floor. So I challenge you to keep that expression normal without kind of raising your eyebrows and having a silly grin on your face. Anyway, depending on whether you're surrounded by friends or not, you can take that into a little glute clench as well. So we've done the core, so we can do the glutes as well. But this time, obviously, not quite so subtle, because you will be raising yourself up and down out of the chair. But again, you can do the same as you did with the pelvic floor. So this time you're going to, do 10 pulses, and then you can come up, squeeze as hard as you can to the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let it go again. And then you can squeeze for the count of 10, and then hold for 10. And if you're really good, and if you're really dialed in on that glute activation, you can do one butt cheek at a time. So you can squeeze 10 times, and then hold for the count of 10, take it on the other side, pulse it for 10, and then hold for 10. If you've really got control over those glute muscles, we've talked about that before. Right, so what you can do then is you can take your foot, if you've got the space, you can take your foot over the knee, and you can lean forward with a little stretch here. You can really feel that kind of through the glute muscles here, a little stretch. It all depends on how much space you've got. Just stretch through here. And what you can also do when you're in this position, or you can stretch first and then come back and do this, is put your feet on the chair, and you can put your hands on the chair, and then you can just take this into a little lift here as well, depending on how strong you're feeling and how much space you've got. Swap over, take that foot onto the knee there, come forwards into a little stretch, making sure you're bringing the chest down, keeping the spine nice and flat, rather than kind of rounding through and bringing the head down. So keeping that head up, leaning forwards. Oh, that's a good stretch, I can feel that there. Brilliant. And then once you've done a little stretch there, you can do maybe 10, just raising, depending how strong you're feeling, hands down or hands up, raising that knee off the ground there. Okie dokie. So when you've done that, we can just come into simple knee raises, just getting the blood flowing around your legs. And again, depending on how self-conscious you feel, you can take this into a little, faster one. Again, keeping that core strong while you do this. Putting the hands down if you need to support yourself a little bit. Take, nice and fast movement there, or just one at a time here, bringing them up. And if you want to increase the stretch a little bit, you can bring it up and hold, pull it into you, let it go, bring it up, hold, bring it into you, and let it go. A variation on any one of these. There's a million exercises you can do here, but I'm just giving you a few ideas with a couple you can do. Right, from there, you can take it into little calf raises. Again, just getting the blood flowing around those calf muscles, one at a time. I don't know if you can see, it's very dark there. See what my legs are doing. There you go. Not attractive with socks on. There we go. Just bringing the knees up there one at a time. Those calf raises, or both at the same time there. All the time, thinking about your posture, staying nice and tall, keeping the core slightly braced, and the back nice and straight. And finally, then we're going to take it down into ankle circles, just moving those ankles around and round the other way. Or you can literally lift them up and move them. Again, it's there's no right or wrong here. It's just a case of getting your body moving while you're sitting down. And of course, if you can, then do take every opportunity to stand up or walk up and down the aisles. You're sitting a lot, so this, your hip flexors here are compressed all the time. So anytime you can, stand up, do yourself a little bit of stretching. If you can, stand in the aisle and do a little bit of a quad stretch. That's always a good one. Pushing those hips forwards, keeping those knees in line. You lose me off the top of the screen there. Anyway, you get the idea. So hopefully that is a few ideas for you, because the kind of exercises you can do when you're sitting down, okay? So as I said, you can turn that into a full workout and do all of those exercises kind of in a one-er, or maybe split it down and, you know, time yourself and say, right, every half an hour, I'm going to do a give it 10, whether that's, you know, 10 on the head or 10 on the shoulders, or, you know, 10 pelvic floors, or I can't say it without doing that, pelvic floors, or something, just to get that body moving, the blood flowing around the system. And yeah, just staying stretched and mobile whilst you're stuck in a plane, stuck on a train, stuck in a car. Some of these exercises, of course, you can do while you're driving, but just please be careful. But certainly, you know, you can do a bit pelvic floor when you're stuck in the traffic lights or whatever. Anyway, that's enough from me for today. I've been waffling on for quite long enough. Before I go, don't forget, this week only, we've got offers on DNA testing. Fantastic way to discover so much about your body and take away the guesswork from your nutrition. So find out if you're lactose intolerant, find out how well your body metabolizes alcohol and caffeine and carbs and fats, find out what the best diet is for you, whether that's high fat, high carb, Mediterranean, find out what your stress tolerances are, find out your vitamin intake above and beyond what's perhaps normal for most people. Find out your exercise, what's best exercise for you for fat loss, whether that's endurance, whether that's strength, all down to your genetics. I've got the ProFit, which isn't available to you, but you can see the well, I've done it all on Give It 10. Go and have a look on the post there. £125 for that test. I normally sell it for 180. The website normally sell it for 199 and more, but the ProFit is only available to me as a reseller coach. It's like a more advanced version of the health one. And also Circle Premium, the 500 report, 20 category, huge report, vastly advanced. I can do that this week for just £249. It's buttons, because it normally costs over 500 and it's 299 on the website this week. So that is a fantastic offer. So please please let me know literally as soon as possible, because I need to get them ordered by Friday at the very latest. And I need a minimum order to get those good prices. I need 3 for the Circle and 5 for the ProFit. So please do let me know as soon as possible. Right, that's it from me today. I will see you tomorrow for some Kit Thursday, and again on Friday for a HIIT workout. Please, can I ask you, share these if you like them. Tell people about Give It 10. Tell people about Go Health and Fitness. And I will be hugely grateful to you to spread the Give It 10 word. All right, that's it from me today. I will see you all tomorrow. Toodaloo.